Hello, hello. Welcome to the chat. The chat is now live a couple of minutes early. We'll be starting the questions at 7:05. I asked the fan. The air conditioning needs to be turned off for audio concerns. I just wanted that sweet, sweet, cool air for as long as possible. On this humid day in Toronto. It's humid. It really is quite quiet in here now. Yeah, the atmosphere is really set in. Yes, welcome all who are joining in on the chat. Remember, all you need is a pen and piece of paper as we begin trivia. You can also team up with those in your apartment or at your house. You can play against others, of course, who you're living with. You can also team up with people across the internets. Just try to do so in another chat window, of course. No answers in the live chat for this video. We'd like to keep that competitive spirit sharp, so no answering. But do say hello. Share your team names if you've joined us. Hello to Down by the Bay. Good to see you, Matt and Chels. Down by the Bay. I know that Matt Smith has also joined in from the earlier bet. That was well thought out, of course. I said that 7:05 would be the start of Trivia Club, which is technically correct, but the questions won't start for another few minutes. Because I like to introduce. What can I say? I like to introduce, and I can't help but say goodbye in the longest way possible. Just share your team names in the chat. We look forward to hearing the team names. And of course, at the end of the night, we want to hear how you did, what kind of points you also got as well. Hello to Too Fast, Too Curious. Have you back. Wonderful, wonderful. Hello to the mongooses as well. Great to have people joining in as we click over that 7 p.m. time, and we'll be getting started towards 7:05 once again. Not directly at 7:05 for the official introduction for Trivia Club, the explaining of the rules, of course. Hello to Team Rondai. Good to have you for some fun. And fun will be had. Maybe. I mean, fingers crossed. Just hope everyone's still staying healthy, doing well within isolation, doing their best to stay as entertained as possible too. I'll try to do my part tonight. Can't promise on, of course, the easiest of questions, but when have I ever been able to do that? Hello to the cunning stunts as well. Yes, as we click closer to 7:05, make sure you have those pens and pieces of paper ready. We'll be writing down our answers at home. So, of course, you can team up with whoever you'd like to or play against whoever you'd like to. I always like to say teams of 2 to 6. Keep that competitive spirit, of course, but do what you can. Ooh, and streaming on TV technology. Coming from you live from your television, it's Trivia Club. Trivia Club. So yes, we look forward to having another night of trivia, the 11th tonight. We'll be getting started in another couple of minutes as people continue to join. You play against those at home, play against people wherever, really. I'll try to let you know the general score total as well tonight. I haven't actually done the math, but it shouldn't be too hard. And it's great to have, like a steadier streaming capabilities here with Facebook too. Not on Facebook, on YouTube as opposed to Facebook. It has proven smoother, and I'm using better technology too, admittedly. So it's given me a much steadier streaming service. No, I'm kind of a streaming service now. A live stream. All right, getting started in another minute's time, jumping into it. If you're new to trivia, as you might be, all you need is a pen and a piece of paper. Teams of 2 to 6 are always best, but you can be a solo trivia club player tonight as well. There's some great solo trivia clubbers out there. Many a legendary champion from any team size. You can play against those at home, play with those at home, play with those over the internet, over chat windows, just not the live chat for this video. Keep the answers out of that video, live chat. But do introduce yourself if you haven't already. Please say hello in the chats, and we'll be getting started momentarily with a little bit of intro music, as I'm wont to do. Oh, that's the camera. Always have to remember not to block the green dot. And hello one more time to a team. Hello to F. Billy Zane. Welcome once again. All righty. Without much further ado, let's count down into it. 5, 4.
Welcome to Trivia Club.
Hello. Welcome one and all to Trivia here from the Trivia Clubhouse. Yes, Trivia Club is live once again. In this pandemic time, I am your host, Russel Harder, the man with the bow tie, the man with that trivia plan. Trivia is planned for one round of 20 questions tonight. So we're glad to have you here, staying safe, staying, of course, quarantined as much as you can, just not only for yourself, but for those who might be immunocompromised, who might be at higher risk. So thank you for doing so. And on the continued broader strokes of what we're up to as well, thank you for being, of course, vocally supportive of those in your community who might be at a who might just be not as lucky as you, not as, I don't know what to say, but I'm saying thank you for being vocally anti-racist. Really, the short of it, not only on a personal level, but for fighting on it on an institutional level. And if you're white like me, thank you for listening and learning and continuing to listen and learn. That's the most important thing I know I can do. So thank you for teaching me as I go, helping me learn along the way with that. Tonight is 20 questions, as I said before. It is a mix of classic pub style trivia, some game show games, and of course ending with the Trivia Royale. A little bit more points at the end of the night with some time on the board for you. All you need is a pen and a piece of paper, so get that pen, that piece of paper. You can play against those wherever you'd like, or you can play against those at home. You can play with other people at home, or you can team up with people across the internet, of course, as well. And I won't be able to interact with participants, so if you're new and you haven't already, please introduce yourself over in the chat as well. Say hello to your team, your teams, the other teams, your competition, your friends, the community of Trivia Club. Say hello to them all. Introduce your team names as well, if you haven't already. Look forward to seeing all these teams. Always do. Always do. And let's see. Oh, yes. Last week's I built a VCR, or your bonus trivia, your trivia club anagram. It was Nerd Scarf Command. That was somebody who won 3/4 of an EGOT, but not quite a Grammy Award yet. Not yet. But Nerd Scarf Command unmixed is Francis McDormand. Francis McDormand. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what can we win tonight? Well, tiebreaker or not included. As always, you can win that golden VHS. Ooh, golden VHS, Dave. Ooh, shiny. And it can be, honestly, it can be whatever you want it to be. Tonight's isn't a locked in place golden VHS. You make it up. The choice is yours. And you can follow Trivia Club on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, of course, youtube.com/Trivia Club. You're here already. So save that. Hit the bell icon for notifications. And you can also set a reminder for the upcoming streams of this as well. And this is also available in an audio format on SoundCloud or iTunes, the Apple podcast stuff, through the Trivia Club network. So if you just want an audio version of this exact sentence right now in the future, just on iTunes or SoundCloud. Find Trivia Club there, or find us on triviaclub.ca with all that stuff in one place, triviaclub.ca. All right, there's only 3 cardinal rules when it comes to Trivia Club. Rule number 1, be smarter than that internet connection. Yes, you're watching us live on the internet, but don't cheat to get those answers. I mean, keep that competitive spirit sharp. You're only cheating yourself if you're looking up those answers. Don't post the answers as well in the comments for this live chat. Keep that competitive spirit sharp still. And of course, the only other rule of Trivia Club is tell everybody about Trivia Club. Thanks for doing that, as always. But since you're here, and I'm here, my producer's here.
I'm here.
I love you.
I love you.
All right, let's jump into it. Trivia Club at home. Get those pens and pieces of paper ready. Question number 1, why wait? Why wait? So question number 1, rap duo LP and Killer Mike, otherwise known by this name, released their 4th collaboration this past Wednesday. So once again, let's name the rap duo that is otherwise known as LP and Killer Mike. They go by this name, and they released their 4th collaboration this past Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Got the art wall behind me this week. Taking advantage of a new position in the apartment, in the Trivia Clubhouse. Alrighty, question number 2. Whip it good. So a whippet, WHIPPET, is a smaller version of what speedy breed of dog? Once again, a whippet is a smaller version of what speedy breed of dog? That's your question number 2. Question number 3 now. We're talking about Xanadu. Hey, Xanadu. So, what Olivia Newton-John song, her biggest Xanadu hit, promises, I'll bring all your dreams alive for you. Once again, what Olivia Newton-John song, her biggest Xanadu hit, promises, I'll bring all your dreams alive for you. My inability to sing it for you probably does not help. One more time on question number 3. Yes, what Olivia Newton-John song, her biggest Xanadu hit, promises I'll bring all your dreams alive for you? And question number 4, we're going to connect for the points here. So there's a connection between the answers of 2 and 3. If you can tell me that connection just between the answers, nothing in the questions, just those answers, you can get a point on this question number 4. So connecting 4, the point here, what's the connection between the answers of questions 2 and 3? And once again, question number 2, a whippet is a smaller version of what speedy breed of dog? And question number 3, Xanadu, what Olivia Newton-John song, her biggest Xanadu hit, yes, off the album Xanadu, promises I'll bring all your dreams alive for you? And yes, 4, what's the connection between the answers of 2 and 3? Enjoy a sip from my trivia mug. That's that question number 4. Question number 5, it's called Best Known For. So for question number 5, you're best known for, name the 4 projects that, according to imdb.com, that internet movie database.com, and its algorithm, that the following actor is quote unquote known for. In this case, this is not only an actor, but also a writer, a director, a producer. Ooh. So name the 4 projects that Jordan Peele is known for. Jordan Peele. And I will say these are 4 movies, 3 of which he helped write or fully wrote, and 1 in which he produced. Once again, the 4 movies that Jordan Peele is known for, 3 of which that he at least co-wrote, if not fully wrote, and 1 in which he produced, but did not write, I will say that, yeah. These are movies that could be, for any reason, known for, be they awards consideration, box office consideration, just think something that people click on all the time to just check out what's it all about. Yes, the 4 movies that Jordan Peele is known for, 3 movies that he wrote or co-wrote, and 1 that he produced. Alrighty, question number 6 now. Question number 6, it's called Don't Have a Seat. Do not have a seat. So, in 1918, name the automotive tycoon who entered Michigan's Senate Republican and Democratic primaries, but lost both of those and never ran again, and for the better, let's be honest. But once again, yes, in 1918, this automotive tycoon entered Michigan's Senate, both their Republican and Democratic primaries, and lost both and never ran again. That's that question number 6. Question number 6. Question number 7 now is called Stop While You're Ahead. So that question number 7, Journey's song Don't Stop Believin' would peak on the Billboard Hot 100 at the number 9 spot in the early 1980s. 5 spots lower than this TV show's cover of the song, which made it all the way to number 4 in 2009. Once again, yes, Journey's version of Don't Stop Believin' would peak at the number 9 spot on the Billboard Hot 100 in the early 1980s. That's 5 spots lower than this TV show's cover of the song, which made it to number 4 in 2009. That's that question number 7 for you. I'll set things up for the audio clue next. Yes, indeed. Question number 8. Question number 8 is called Bit by Bit. I'm going to play an 8-bit cover of a popular song, and you name that song for a point and name the musical act responsible for that song for a second point. So 2 possible points to be won. And it's called 8-bit by bit, or just bit by bit, because it is sort of like a original Nintendo or an old cell phone kind of pingy kind of song. So name the original song title for a point and name the original musical act responsible for that song for a second point. Here we go. Your 8-bit by bit. And yes, that is your question number 8, that bit by bit. Name that song for a point. Name the musical act responsible for that song for a second point. 2 possible points to be won on that question number 8. Question number 9 now, we're going to tag the line. What that means, I'll give you the tagline from a movie poster, and you name that movie. Pretty straightforward. So, question number 9, that tag the line. What is the movie with the poster tagline? Mischief, Mayhem, Soap. Once again, Mischief, Mayhem, and Soap. Mm-hmm. That's that question number 9, that tagline. Name that movie. Question number 10 now is called Survey Says. I'll give you the question from an actual Family Feud surveyed question, and you give me your number 1 answer, or what you think the number 1 answer was from the 100 Americans surveyed. So yes, here's that question number 10, that Survey Says. Give me your best guess at the number 1 American answer, number 1 surveyed answer. Name an item in your fridge that expired years ago. Once again, name an item in your fridge that expired years ago? That's that question number 10. That survey says. You can choose either what you think in your heart is the number one answer or what you think in the heart of 100 Americans surveyed was their number one answer. You'll get points if you can match that number one answer. As many as 5 points up for grabs. That's that question number 10. That survey says tonight's first game show game of the night. Name an item in your fridge that expired years ago. Question number 11. Let the dust settle with this one. So, that question number 11. Dusty's Trail is the nearly forgotten Western follow-up that uses the same lead actor and more or less the same setup, characters, and intro of this popular sitcom. So again, Dusty's Trail is the nearly forgotten Western follow-up that uses the same lead actor and more or less the same setup, characters, and intro to this popular sitcom. That's that question number 11. I'll give you a second to answer anything from the first 10 or 11. Enjoy my trivia mug with both that time. Safety first. Here's this question number 12. 4 possible points to be won on that question number 12. It's called Time After Time. Time after time. I'm going to give you a list of 4 historical events, and you tell me which happened from earliest to latest for a point each. So as long as you get it in the right position, that's a point to be won. So here's that question number 12. Time after time. Those 4 historical events are the fall of the Berlin Wall, the defeat of Kasparov by Deep Blue, the chess genius Kasparov, by the computer program Deep Blue, the start of the First Gulf War, and the Chernobyl disaster. Once again, put these in order from earliest to latest, or earliest to most recent is the better way to put that. Earliest to most recent. And once again, those events are the fall of the Berlin Wall, the defeat of the chess master Kasparov by Deep Blue, the start of the First Gulf War, and the Chernobyl disaster. Thank you, everyone, for joining in once again. Great to have everyone involved as well. Good to see so many teams out again this week for our 11th edition of Trivia Club, live from the Trivia Clubhouse. Question number 13, going to shine bright like a diamond. So that question number 13, 2 possible points to be won here. Name the 2 movies that star Ewan McGregor in which all the action abruptly halts so that people on screen can perform an elaborate dance number set to a cover of Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. because there's 2 movies that this happens in. Namely, 2 movies, a point for each, that star Ewan McGregor, in which the action abruptly halts so that people on screen can perform an elaborate dance number to a cover of Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. I will neither confirm or deny the involvement of Ewan McGregor in those dance numbers. Just saying that he is also in those movies. Question number 14 is called 3 Stripes, They're Out. So your question number 14. The 40th anniversary edition of this runner's Adidas shoe sold out in minutes this past late May. So just a few weeks ago. Question number 14. The 40th anniversary edition of this runner's Adidas shoe sold out in mere minutes. Last month, yeah, in May. Mm-hmm. Question number 15 now is our second game show game of the night. This one's called Countdown Takedown. This game show game is played with Price is Right rules, but with a twist. I'm going to give you a question with a number attached to it. You want to get as close as you can to that number without going over. So that was Price is Right rules. And if you're within 25% of the actual number, you'll get 2 points. But if you get that number right on, that is 5 points. If you're just over even by 1, 0 points, unfortunately. But at question number 15, these are the total sounds, so the total number of sounds, made by the original 151 Pokemon in the Red and Blue games. I will say, of those 151 Pokemon, they make less than 50 sounds. Remember, you want to get as close as you can without going over. If you go over even by 1, that is 0 points. But if you're within 25% of the actual number, that is still 2 good points. Slowly. Yeah. Alrighty, question number 16. Question number 16, it's outside the borders. So that question number 16, I'm going to give you the name of 2 countries, and you tell me the color that their flags have in common. So yes, what's the common color for question number 16 between the flags of Malaysia and Jamaica? Once again, Malaysia and Jamaica. What is the common color between the flag of those 2 countries, the flags of those countries? And yes, I will repeat the questions once again at the end of the round. Anything that needs repetition? I can give that repetition. Question number 17, we're going to ask you about team names once again. So team names. And this means that of the, I'm going to give you 3 clues. And from those 3 clues, they actually all link to the name of a MLB, so Major League Baseball, NFL, the National Football League, NHL, Hockey League, or NBA, the Basketball Association. The team names from those 4 sports leagues. So from baseball, football, hockey, and basketball, what is the team name that can be found in the following clues? Those clues are Michael, Patrick, and Joseph. Once again, Michael, Patrick, and Joseph. What's the team name, not the location, but the team name from baseball, football, hockey, or baseball that can be found in those clues? Answer your question number 17. Those clues one more time. Michael, Patrick, and Joseph. Question number 18. It's called Rhyme Pays. And the answer to this question is a word that rhymes with pays. So, to eat sheepishly is to do this, a word that rhymes with pays. That's your question number 18. Question number 19. We're going case by case with the penultimate question. So, question number 19, case by case. This person is the infamously lowercase written poet of such poems as I Carry Your Heart with Me. Once again, this person is the infamously lowercase written poet. The name is always in lower cases of the poem I Carry Your Heart with Me. That's that question number 19. And before, or as you're thinking of 19 and down to number 1, are there any questions that can repeat or clarify with the art of repetition? I'll start with 14 once again, so I know that one is up for grabs or up for repeating. Here's our question number 14 once again. 3 stripes, they're out. So the 40th anniversary edition of this runner's Adidas shoe sold out in minutes this past May. Name that runner whose 40th anniversary Adidas shoe sold out in minutes. I can do number 8 as well. That bit by bit. And then I'll do number 11 after that. Here's number 8 once again. That is your question number 8. Name that song, the non-8-bit version, and name the musical act responsible for that song. There's 4 possible points, not 4, 2 possible points to be won. And your question number 11 as well. Letting the dust settle. Dusty's Trail is the nearly forgotten Western follow-up that uses the same lead actor and more or less the same setup, characters, and intro to this popular sitcom. I will say the setup is people get lost. The characters are a handful of people that stay together because they're lost. Well, and hijinks ensue. And the intro is a wonderful tune. It's question number 11. And question number 19, one more time. So this person is the infamously lowercase written, so named, I guess, poet of the such poems as I Carry Your Heart with Me. Question number 20 now is our Trivia Royale. So put the pen in the fastest hand. In this case, it'll be 10 questions on a theme, but it'll be rapid fire questions, which will give me 4 possible answers. So still, before we jump into question number 20 though, a late call on question number 15 so I can repeat question number 15. And that is your countdown takedown. You want to get your best guess at the number without going over. So these are the total sounds made by the original 151 Pokemon in the original Red and Blue games. Is also for bit concerns, so lower bit concerns. It was either 8 or 16-bit. Anyway, 151 Pokemon made this many total sounds, and I'll say that number is less than 50. Less than 50. But here's your question number 20, that Trivia Royale. I'll give this list 2 passes through, but it's a potential 10 points to be won. And this Trivia Royale is called 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And it'll just prove how timeless these songs are. I'm going to list the songs and musical acts responsible for those songs, those hits from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And you tell me what decade they came out in. Be it 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s. If you get the right decade, you get that point. So here we go. I'll be rapid fire with this, but I will repeat them one time. So first up, 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s. When did Superstition by Stevie Wonder come out? The next song is Fuck the Police by the NWA. The next song after that is Mamma Mia by ABBA. After that is Loser by Beck. Our next song is Super Freak by Rick James. 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s. Next up is Bulls on Parade by Rage Against the Machine. Our next song is Should I Stay or Should I Go Now by The Clash. Next up after them are Under the Boardwalk by The Drifters. The next song is Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers. And our 10th song is When a Man Loves a Woman by Percy Sledge. Once again, those 10 songs. And guess, give me your best guess at 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s. Those hit songs, Superstition by Stevie Wonder. Number 2 was Fuck the Police by the NWA. Number 3 was Mamma Mia by ABBA. Number 4 was Loser by Beck. Number 5, Super Freak by Rick James. Number 6, Bulls on Parade by Rage Against the Machine. 7 is Should I Stay or Should I Go Now by The Clash. 8, Under the Boardwalk by The Drifters. 9, Under the Bridge by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And 10, When a Man Loves a Woman by Percy Sledge. Give me your best guess at the decade that those timeless songs came out, 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s. Alrighty, and finalize those answers in, I'll give you 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Alrighty. I've got a countdown clock, at least in our live feed. And so as best you can, pass those papers to your peers and let your peers mark your papers, or mark your own papers, of course. We trust each other here at Trivia Club. I don't have any other choice, so I will. Alrighty. Trivia Club live from the Trivia Clubhouse. Here are those answers from this night of trivia. I was going to say once again from this round of trivia, from this night of trivia. So here we go. That question number 1. Why Wait? Rap duo LP and Killer Mike, otherwise known by this name, released their 4th collaboration this past Wednesday. They are Run the Jewels. Run the jewels fast. Run the jewels fast. Run. Something slow-mo. No, I'm just not going to swear as much as possible. I will still swear, though. Question number 2. Whip It Good. A Whippet is a smaller version of what speedy breed of dog? That would be Greyhound. Greyhound. Question number 3, Xanadu. So what Olivia Newton-John song, her biggest Xanadu hit, promises I'll bring all your dreams alive for you. That would be the song Magic. And question number 4, what's the connection between Magic and Greyhound? They're both buses. Greyhound bus had Magic, a school bus. Yes. Question number 4, yes. Bus. Question number 5 now. You're best known for. So what are the 4 projects that Jordan Peele is known for, according to imdb.com? So according to the Internet Movie Database.com, those 4 movies, 3 in which he at least co-wrote, if not wrote, and a producing credit on the other one are, I'll say the produced movie is Spike Lee's Black Klansman. Mm-hmm. And then the ones that he wrote and actually had some either directing or starring or some sort of actorly appearance in. That's it. The most actorly appearance, at least, was in Keanu. He also co-wrote that with Keegan-Michael Key. And the 2 other writing credits are for Get Out for a point and Us for a second point. So Get Out for a point, Us for a point, Keanu, and Black Klansman, a Spike Lee movie that he had a big hand in producing. Question number 6, don't have a seat. So in 1918, this automotive tycoon entered Michigan's Senate Republican and Democratic primaries, lost both of them, and never ran again. I mean, because capitalism is a trap, so don't let it trap you. That's what I'm saying. That is Henry Ford. Henry Ford. Your question number 6. Question number 7. Stop while you're ahead. Journey's Don't Stop Believing would peak at number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100 in the early 1980s, 5 spots lower than this TV show's cover of the song that made it to number 4 in 2009. Doing better than Journey was Glee. Glee. Question number 8, going bit by bit. So that 8-bit cover of the song was This Is America for a point. And that is by Childish Gambino for a second point. Once again, yes, question number 8 is This Is America by Childish Gambino. 2 possible points. Question number 9, Take the Line. So the movie poster with the tagline Mischief, Mayhem, Soap is Fight Club. Fight Club. Kind of the opposite of Trivia Club. Yeah, they don't want to care or share. Question number 10 now. Survey says, naming an item in your fridge that expired years ago. Years ago. So that number 5 answer. Number 5 answer for 1 point. So we're going to start with the, or actually, I'll explain it this way. For your number 10, there is 5 possible answers that will give you points. We're going to start with the number, or the point, one, that. We're going to start with a 1 point answer and go up in the possible points from there. So 1 point, if you said, well, if you tried to but couldn't quite, catch up. Catch up. How do you not use all your ketchup? I mean, right. Alrighty. Your 2 point answer is a cultured answer, I will say. It's very cultured. That would be yogurt. Yogurt. Your 3 point answer now for that question number 10 is a cut above. It is cheese. Cheese. It's a Gouda one. Yeah. Alrighty, 4 points. If you would walk 1,000 islands, if you just see me tonight. That would be salad dressing. Salad dressing for 4 points. And 5 points if you gave maybe the only responsible answer to this one, although you should replace it anyway. It's kind of baked into this one, but not for a reason you'd think. Baking soda. Baking soda. Yeah. You got to replace that or it won't suck in all the stinks. Especially if you're leaving yogurt in your fridge for multiple years. Once again, 1 point for ketchup, 2 points for yogurt, 3 points for cheese, 4 points for salad dressing, and 5 points for baking soda. Question number 11. Let the dust settle on this one. Dusty's Trail is the nearly forgotten Western follow-up that uses the same lead actor and more or less the same setup, characters, and intro to this popular sitcom. So it's a dopey lead character, but he's kind of, he's a likable, nerdy fellow. He's got the wizened, white-haired, older guy who's kind of the sidekick of, but also he's the side. But then there's also the rich couple. There's like a kind of like a Yeah, you get what I'm saying. It's Gilligan's Island. Gilligan's Island became a Western when they decided to cancel Gilligan's Island, but then bring back the lead actor and a slightly new setup. Just replace water for dust. Question number 11, Gilligan's Island. Question number 12, time after time. So there's 4 historical events that you needed to put from earliest to most recent for a point each. So I'll start with the earliest of that list, and that is from 1986 or happening in 1986. It's the Chernobyl disaster. Second point is the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989. In 1990 was the start of the first Gulf War, and in 1997, Deep Blue defeated chess master Kasparov. So it's a point for every correct placement. So in the number 1 spot, it had to be Chernobyl, and then the Berlin Wall falling, then the Gulf War starting, or at least the first one, and then Deep Blue being so good at chess at that number 4 spot. That's that number 12 for you. Question number 13, your answer for Shining Bright Like a Diamond. So for a point each of the 2 movies, count them 2, in which the oddly specific thing happened in which Ewan McGregor not only was starring in that movie, but the action abruptly halted so that people on screen could perform an elaborate dance number set to a cover of Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. That is, for a point each, Moulin Rouge happened in, and Birds of Prey. More recently, Birds of Prey. I would also accept Harley Quinn or Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, I think is how they put it. Yeah. They did not do themselves any favors with a fun title. Just not a big budget title, I guess you could say. Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn, or the longest possible version of that title. Because they couldn't make up their minds and they wanted to make just a little bit more money after the fact. Question number 14, 3 Stripes, they're out. The 40th anniversary edition of this runner's Adidas shoe sold out in minutes in late May. That'd be the 40th anniversary edition of the Terry Fox Adidas. Yes, your answer for question number 14, Terry Fox. Question number 15, your countdown takedown question. So, these are the total sounds made by the original 151 Pokemon in the Red and Blue games. That answer was less than 50. And that number ended up being, can I get a drum roll, please? 37. 37. Did you say 37?
I said 39.
I don't know.
Points.
No, you were just over. If you said 39. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. You were just 2 over.
Oh, I don't know the rules yet.
I'm breaking my producer's heart. She did not help produce the questions, but she's enjoying playing the game. So that means, yes, 38 and over is 0 points. 37 right on is 5 big points. If you say 36 to 26, or 28, I'm sorry. 36 to 28, that is 2 big points. And anything below is, sadly enough, anything below that 28, so 27 and below is 0 points. So 28 to 36, 2 points. 37 is 5 points. There you go for that question number 15, that countdown takedown. Mm-hmm. 39 is unfortunately 0. You did. That was a great guess, though. Question number 16 now. Outside the borders, some vexillology. Back again. So the common color between the flags of Malaysia, and Jamaica is yellow. Yellow. Yellow X in the Jamaican flag, the yellow sun, I believe, in the Malaysian flag. Number 17 now. We're going team names. So what's the baseball, football, hockey, or basketball team name that can be found in the clues Michael, Patrick, and Joseph? I will say if you're a Torontonian, although there's probably other hospitals by these names, you might get an added hint in that. But Michael, Patrick, and Joseph are all saints. Are all saints. You're Saint Mike, you're Saint Joe, and you're Saint Pat. Also St. Patrick's Day. But they're not always obvious. So well done if you got that. Question number 17. Question number 18, rhyme pays. So to eat sheepishly is to do this, a word that rhymes with pays. Graze. Graze. And case by case, this person is the infamously lowercase written poet of I Carry Your Heart with Me. That would be E.E. Cummings. E.E. Cummings. Yes, I carry your heart with me. I carry it in my heart. I am never without it. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear. And whatever is done by only me is your doing, my darling. Etc., etc., etc. Yeah, it's a great poem. I carry your heart. I carry it in my heart. Check it out. E.E. Cummings. Question number 20. Your Trivia Royale. So it was 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s, this rapid fire Trivia Royale. You had to guess those hit songs or the decades in which those timeless tunes came from. Oh, and in the chat, before I jump into that, yes, Chris Messina was Zaz. McGregor was Black Mask. That is correct. Well done, Matt Smith. So, the decade in which Superstition by Stevie Wonder came out was the 70s. That's a point. Fuck the Police by the NWA came out in the 80s, 1988. Mamma Mia by ABBA is the 70s. Loser by Beck came out in the 90s. Super Freak by Rick James came out in the 80s. Bulls on Parade by Rage Against the Machine came out in the 90s. Should I Stay or Should I Go Now by The Clash is from the 80s. Under the Boardwalk by the Drifters came out in the 60s. Under the Bridge by the Red Hot Chili Peppers came out in the 90s. And When a Man Loves a Woman by Percy Sledge came out in the 60s. That is your Trivia Royale. If you missed any of that, let me know. But if you did not add up all of those points. So, for the 20-point question, yeah, it's 1 point per. So it's 10 possible points to be won on that 20-point question. What are you trying to say? Okay. Yes, and I believe the maximum point total tonight is 41. If our math makes sense. I believe it does. I don't doubt it. So add up all those points. Let me know what you got in the live chat with your team name as well, of course. Thank you, of course, for joining in, bringing your teams, enjoying trivia with us. Live from the Trivia Clubhouse. And as you're adding up those points, I'll give you a bit of a, the Pokemon one, yeah. Sorry about that. I'll give you a repeat of the points for the Pokemon one. If you got, for question number 15, if you guessed 37 on the nose, that is 5 points. If you got 38 and above, 0 points, unfortunately. And then 36 to 28 is 2 points. So 28 to 36 is 2 points. 37 is 5 points. And then nothing else gets you points. On that question number 15, well done to Down by the Bay with 36 points. Well done to Questionables with 33 points. 30 points for the Cunning Stunts. Hey, Chrissy, your producer, got 19. And close on that, 5 points, but not. 33 points for F. Billy Zane. 26 for Cookie Faced. The Travel Buddies got 29. Hello to the Travel Buddies as well. 37 points for the Fighting Mongooses. Well done. 35 points for the Expire Trick Mayonnaise. I like that. 27 points for Too Fast, Too Curious. 30 for the Shit Show Schmans. And 10 points for Jan as well. I believe that means that with the highest point total tonight so far. But yes, tonight. Highest point total of the night were the Fighting Mongooses featuring Sarah. Well done with that 37 points. And I'm going to give you that bonus tiebreaker as well if you need it, or just a bonus bit of trivia. It's called I Built a VCR. That is, I Built a VCR is actually an anagram of its own, an anagram of Trivia Club. If you mix up all those letters, you can create I Built a VCR, which is perfect for this VHS awarding night. So for this one, find for me the literary icon and civil rights titan in the following anagram. I'll also say they're a wonderful. They're the subject of a wonderful documentary. That is, I'm not sure where you can find it wherever you are, but you can look into it next week when I reveal those answers. But a wonderful recent documentary as well. And that anagram is Win Jade Lambs. Win Jade Lambs. Let's find the literary icon, civil rights figure, subject of a wonderful documentary. Powerful documentary. There you go. And remember not to reveal the answer for that in the chat as well, but use it to your own entertainment. And we'll be back next week with that answer for that as well. And without much further ado, thanks for joining us as well. Glad you had a great time. Glad to have you. You all did fantastic. We'll be back June 16th, as I said. So join us then as well. You can find Trivia Club on triviaclub.ca with all the links there. You can find us on YouTube, of course, or you can find us on SoundCloud or through iTunes or the Apple Podcast app at the Trivia Club Network, which is an audio version of this night of trivia. You can also do all the notifications and signing up of things that you would like, if you haven't already. Thanks for following trivia. Thanks for playing along. Great hanging out with you and seeing everyone once again. The champions are whoever stayed inside, as you keep on doing, or whoever supports the fight against anti-racism and the militarization of police forces and all that's very important work to be done. Yes, listen and learn if you're like me. And there's only one more thing to say of course, before we sign off and see you again next week, and that is this, the same thing we say every night. Remember, it's not what you know, it's what you learn along the way. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Mwah.